regarding home remedies. So by a show of hands, how many people have ever heard of or tried any of the previously mentioned home remedies? You see? Awesome. Well, that opening list of Did You Knows is simply an excerpt of the various home remedies that I've become privy to since being a small child. I come from a lineage of men and women who believe much more in a natural cure than they did a doctor's visit. And normally I would hear these stories through either one of my parents or one of my great aunts or one of my grandmothers, and it didn't matter who narrated the tale, I was always intrigued and ready to take notes. But one thing that was consistent, no matter who told the story, they made sure to tell me, never mix the treatments. Because you just may end up with a bigger dilemma than you started with. Case in point. I recall one summer afternoon where we had the opportunity, instead of hearing about the home remedy, I actually got to see it in action. Sort of. So I was 7 years old, and we had taken a trip to Laurel, Mississippi to visit with my maternal grandparents. And there were about 20 of us sitting in the front yard under this beautiful oak tree, just enjoying the shade, and the birds were chirping and the bees were buzzing, and we were sharing laughter and sharing stories, and some of us were even sharing chewing tobacco. So out of the blue, my mom jumps up from her seat, starts screaming and running around in circles. And as if she had been summoned, my great aunt rose from her seat, gracefully walked over to my mother, and spit chewing tobacco in her face. Now I am officially confused and afraid. My great aunt's gesture actually sparked about 10 other people to repeat this random act of healing. So, in between spatters, my mom is screaming, "No! No! No! Wait!" But no one seems to hear her. So after I couldn't take it anymore, I climbed my 7-year-old self up in my chair and I said, "Please stop spitting on my mama!" So finally, she had a break from the liquid bullets. She was able to kind of steady herself and gain her composure enough to muster out the words, "Snake, not bee." You see, the saliva from chewing tobacco actually aids in relieving the pain associated with insect stings. But my mom hadn't been stung by a bee as assumed. Rather, there was a snake in the oak tree that vomited on her head, and a simple shampoo would have done the trick. The moral, the important piece of this story